Three type of people you should never trust. Denzel Washington's motivation, stoicism. Surround yourself with only people who are going to lift you higher. Oprah Winfrey. Welcome back to Stoic in Your Life, where we bring you the wisdom and inspiration you need to grow, thrive, and live a fulfilling life. Today, we're diving into a powerful topic that can shape the course of your personal and professional journey. Three types of people you should never trust, as shared through the perspective of Denzel Washington. The people you allow into your inner circle can have a profound impact on your mindset, motivation, and overall well-being. Denzel's insights will not only open your eyes to the types of people that can hold you back, but also empower you to make better choices when it comes to relationships. As we go through this today, I want you to think, are there any relationships in your life that need to be reevaluated? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Share your experiences and let's discuss how we can all build stronger, more positive connections for a happier, more successful life. Let's dive in. Number 1. The chronic liar. Let's talk about something that's hard to face but essential for your personal growth. The people you should never trust. This isn't just about avoiding bad friendships or unhealthy professional relationships. It's about recognizing patterns that can drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and hold you back from becoming the best version of yourself. And if you're looking to build strong relationships, succeed in your personal and professional life, and protect your mental peace, understanding this is crucial. As Denzel Washington so powerfully puts it, the only way to be successful is to be true to yourself and honest with others. And that leads us to the first type of person you need to be wary of: the chronic liar. Now think about this for a moment. How many times have you found yourself questioning someone's words, wondering if they're being truthful or worse, feeling betrayed because of a lie you uncovered? A chronic liar doesn't just tell occasional fibs. They live in a constant state of distortion, whether that's through exaggerating the truth, withholding important details, or fabricating entire stories. At first, these lies may seem small or even harmless, but over time, the damage compounds. Trust is the foundation of any relationship, and when that foundation is constantly undermined by dishonesty, it becomes nearly impossible to build anything real. Relationships with chronic liars are built on quicksand, and you'll find yourself sinking faster than you can recover. The real danger of chronic liars lies not only in the obvious betrayal of trust, but in the long-term psychological impact. The more you interact with a chronic liar, the more your perception of reality starts to blur. You begin doubting your own instincts, questioning whether the world around you is as it seems, or whether it's all just another lie. It's like you're in a fog, constantly second-guessing yourself, wondering if your own judgment is as clouded as theirs. Over time, this mental strain becomes exhausting. It affects your confidence, your decision-making, and your ability to trust others. And when your energy is consumed by trying to figure out what's real, there's nothing left for your own dreams, goals, and aspirations. You're constantly on edge, in a state of suspicion, and it can begin to feel like you're living in a never-ending game of mental tug-of-war. But let's pause and reflect. What happens when you live in this environment long enough? Over time, this constant state of uncertainty turns into emotional and psychological exhaustion. You're no longer able to engage in conversations with the same openness or joy because you're always questioning motives, intentions, and truths. Even when a chronic liar isn't actively lying, the lack of transparency is enough to make you feel uncomfortable and uneasy. And if you're always walking around in this state of doubt, it's nearly impossible to form genuine connections with others. Instead of enjoying your interactions, you're always bracing yourself for the next piece of deception. Your relationships, whether personal or professional, become transactional and superficial at best. Think about it in practical terms. Imagine you're trying to focus on an important project at work, but every time you receive an email or message from a colleague who has a history of dishonesty, you wonder if what they're saying is true. Does that sound like a healthy work environment? Or imagine being in a friendship or romantic relationship where you're constantly questioning the authenticity of what's being said to you. How much energy would that drain? And more importantly, what would it do to your mental health and emotional well-being? This is where Stoic secrets come into play. The Stoics understood something profoundly important. We cannot control the actions of others, but we can control how we respond. When it comes to chronic liars, the Stoic approach would be to set firm boundaries, detach from the emotional weight of their lies, and refuse to let their behavior dictate our peace. You have the power to choose who you allow into your life, and you have the responsibility to protect your mental and emotional space. The Stoics would remind you that by removing toxic influences like chronic liars, you're not only protecting yourself, but also opening up space for healthier, more authentic relationships that align with your values. What do you do when you encounter a chronic liar in your life? The answer lies in understanding the cost of their lies, not just to you, but to your peace of mind, your trust, and your energy. To reclaim your power, you must establish clear boundaries or, when necessary, remove them entirely from your life. When you make that decision, you free yourself from the chaos they create, and you allow room for real relationships that nourish you. Yes, it's difficult. Yes, it may feel uncomfortable at first. But consider this. What's more uncomfortable? Cutting ties with someone who manipulates your reality, or continuing to live in an environment of uncertainty, doubt, and emotional drain. There's a lot of wisdom in the Stoic practice of recognizing what you can control and what you can't. You cannot control whether a chronic liar continues to deceive you, but you can control whether you allow them to remain in your life. This is the core of Stoic resilience, being mindful of the energy and the people you allow into your inner circle. And when you choose wisely, you become a better version of yourself, capable of forming deep, genuine relationships and creating the life you want. As you reflect on this, ask yourself, who in your life is causing doubt, draining your energy, or undermining your peace? What boundaries can you set to protect your emotional and mental well-being? And most importantly, what steps can you take today to remove those toxic influences and make room for relationships that truly support your growth? The Stoic mindset is not about avoiding discomfort. It's about embracing control over your own reactions and finding the strength to take action when necessary. By cutting ties with chronic liars, you protect yourself and create the foundation for real, meaningful relationships. And in the process, you unlock the wisdom of Stoic secrets that guide you towards a life of truth, peace, and resilience. Number 2, the backstabber. The backstabber is a particularly dangerous and elusive type of person, as they often present themselves as your closest ally, offering praise and support when you're in their presence. Their words seem sincere, and their enthusiasm about your success may even feel like a genuine desire for your happiness. However, this mask of friendliness hides their true intentions. Once you're out of sight, their behavior takes a darker turn. They gossip behind your back, share your secrets with others, and subtly work to undermine your achievements. The reasons behind their actions may vary: jealousy, insecurity, or a deep-seated need for control. But the outcome is always the same: betrayal. What makes backstabbers particularly harmful is the ease with which they manipulate your trust. You might feel comfortable opening up to them, thinking they have your best interests at heart. But when that trust is shattered, it leaves scars that can last for years. It's not just a single instance of betrayal. Backstabbers create an environment of constant distrust and unease. They are skilled at turning people against each other, sowing division for their own gain. Their ability to pit colleagues, friends, or even family members against one another makes them particularly dangerous. In this way, their betrayal spreads like a virus, infecting every relationship they touch. The emotional toll of a backstabber's actions can be devastating. When you learn that someone you trusted has been speaking ill of you, it feels as though not only your trust has been broken, but also your own sense of self-worth. Their words and actions can make you question your judgment, your instincts, and even your value as a person. This erosion of confidence is not just a passing discomfort. It can deeply affect your emotional health and make it difficult to focus on your personal and professional goals. Instead of feeling supported by those around you, you're left wondering who might be secretly working against you. Furthermore, backstabbers thrive in an atmosphere of tension and fear. When you're constantly watching your back, afraid that your thoughts and ideas will be twisted, it becomes almost impossible to fully trust anyone. This heightened state of vigilance is mentally exhausting, as you begin to live in a world where suspicion is the default. Instead of fostering open and honest connections, you find yourself in a constant cycle of self-doubt and emotional strain. In a world full of backstabbers, even the most meaningful relationships become tainted by the fear of betrayal. The key to dealing with backstabbers is recognizing their signs early. Observe how they talk about others when those individuals aren't around. Do they gossip or criticize people behind their backs? If they do, rest assured that they will do the same to you when you're not there. Trust is a fragile thing, and once it's broken, it can be incredibly difficult to rebuild. That's why distancing yourself from backstabbers as soon as you recognize their behavior is vital. The sooner you do, the quicker you'll be able to restore your emotional peace and focus on cultivating authentic relationships with those who genuinely support you. In the wise words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you allow a backstabber to disrupt your peace of mind, you are giving them control over your emotions. Instead, take control of your own peace, learn to recognize the signs of betrayal, and remove yourself from situations and individuals that threaten your emotional well-being. In modern life, backstabbers can often be found in the workplace, among friends, or even within families. Their ability to manipulate social dynamics and cause division can be especially harmful in an era where professional and personal relationships are closely intertwined. In such environments, practicing modern Stoicism becomes crucial. The Stoic practice of recognizing what is within your control, your actions, your responses, and your boundaries, can help you remain centered, even when surrounded by betrayal. By maintaining a sense of inner calm and adhering to your core values, you can protect yourself from the emotional harm caused by backstabbers. The key to navigating a world full of backstabbers is cultivating wisdom, self-discipline, and the emotional resilience to not let the actions of others disturb your peace. In the face of betrayal, remember the words of the Stoic philosopher Seneca. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Often the anxiety and fear we feel are born from the thoughts we entertain, not from the actual actions of others. When we practice modern Stoicism, we learn to detach from those harmful emotions and maintain clarity of mind, regardless of external circumstances. Number 3. The constant taker. In life, there are certain types of people you must be cautious of, as they can deplete your emotional and mental energy without you even realizing it. One such person is the constant taker. At first, the constant taker might seem like a friendly, engaging individual, eager to connect and offer what seems like a genuine interest in you. However, over time, a subtle truth emerges. You're the one doing all the giving. Whether it's your time, your energy, your advice, or emotional support, you find yourself continually offering, with nothing in return. The taker's needs are always the priority, yet they never feel compelled to reciprocate or contribute. This kind of dynamic creates an imbalance that, over time, can leave you emotionally drained and unappreciated. The danger of the constant taker lies in their ability to mask their selfishness with charm and false gratitude. In the early stages of the relationship, they may shower you with compliments or appear genuinely appreciative, making it hard to see their true nature. Their tactics can be deceptive, causing you to overlook the growing one-sidedness in the relationship. Yet as time passes, the pattern becomes clearer. They lean on you for support, but when you need help, they are nowhere to be found. It's as if they vanish when it's your turn to ask for something. You might feel as though you are shouldering the emotional weight of the relationship, while they remain distant and detached when it's time for them to return the favor. This ongoing imbalance takes a significant toll on your well-being. Constantly giving without receiving can lead to burnout, mentally, emotionally, and even physically. It's exhausting to keep investing in a relationship where you're always the one doing the heavy lifting. Eventually, you may start to feel a sense of isolation, questioning why you continue to invest in someone who is not willing to meet you halfway. The constant taker might even make you feel guilty when you try to set boundaries or take a step back. They often make you believe that you should always be available to meet their needs, even if it's at the expense of your own well-being. In Stoicism, there is wisdom in maintaining a sense of balance and fairness in our relationships. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This speaks to the idea that we should not be driven by the need to give endlessly to others in hopes of receiving something in return, nor should we be dependent on others to fulfill all our emotional or material needs. A healthy relationship is one where both parties contribute equally, creating a balance of support, respect, and effort. By recognizing the traits of a constant taker, you can protect yourself from being drained by their endless demands. The key to dealing with the constant taker is to set clear boundaries. Understand that you are not obligated to be there for someone who is only interested in taking from you. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and reciprocity. If you find yourself constantly giving and never receiving, it's time to reassess the relationship. Practice the Stoic principle of detachment, which encourages us to recognize that not all relationships are worth holding on to, especially when they no longer serve us. Letting go of these toxic dynamics creates space for relationships that are more balanced and fulfilling. In the context of modern Stoicism, it's essential to remember that life is a delicate balance between what we give and what we receive. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the trap of trying to please others or be there for everyone, even when it drains us. However, the Stoic ideal is not to be a doormat, allowing others to take advantage of your generosity without regard for your own needs. Instead, strive for relationships where there is mutual care, where you give because you choose to, not because you feel forced or manipulated. This balance creates space for emotional growth, fulfillment, and healthier connections. To avoid being taken advantage of by a constant taker, remember that your time, energy, and emotions are valuable. Practice self-care by recognizing when a relationship is no longer serving you and setting appropriate boundaries. Don't let guilt or a sense of obligation drive you to neglect your own needs. By applying the principles of modern Stoicism, you can ensure that your relationships are based on mutual respect, support, and shared effort, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and balanced life. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. By removing yourself from toxic relationships, you not only protect yourself, but also uphold your integrity, ensuring that your life remains centered on what truly matters. Which type of person have you encountered in your life? The chronic liar, the backstabber, or the constant taker? Comment 1 if you faced the chronic liar, 2 for the backstabber, or 3 for the constant taker. And remember, stay tuned till the end of the video. There's even more wisdom and surprises waiting that could transform how you approach your relationships and peace of mind. Key factors for healthy relationships. As discussed in the previous section, identifying the people you should never trust is the first step in protecting yourself from toxic relationships. However, avoiding these types of people is only part of the journey toward a healthy life. Now let's focus on the key factors that help us build and maintain positive, sustainable relationships. Number 1. Honesty and transparency. Building strong, meaningful relationships is at the core of living a fulfilled life, whether those relationships are personal or professional. One of the most essential ingredients for these connections is honesty and transparency. Think about it. When you engage with someone openly and truthfully, you create a bond of trust that forms the foundation of any healthy relationship. Trust is everything, and without it, You're essentially trying to build something on shaky ground. Denzel Washington once said, "The only way to be successful is to be true to yourself and honest with others." This couldn't be more accurate when it comes to relationships, because the truth is, without honesty, there can be no real connection, no deep understanding. It's not just about telling the truth. It's about showing up with transparency, bringing your whole self to the table, and allowing the other person to do the same. When you're honest and transparent with each other, it creates a sense of security and emotional safety. You don't have to wonder what the other person is thinking or if they're hiding something from you. You can trust that what you see is what you get. This openness allows for clear communication, which is absolutely crucial when it comes to resolving conflicts or working through challenges together. However, without honesty, relationships can quickly fall apart. Have you ever felt that unsettling feeling when someone you trust isn't being fully honest with you? Maybe they say one thing but their actions don't match their words, or they leave important details out of the story. This creates confusion and erodes trust, turning what should be a strong connection into a house of cards ready to fall. The more dishonesty accumulates, the harder it becomes to keep the relationship intact. It's not just the big lies that hurt you. It's the little omissions, the things left unsaid that add up over time. Eventually, you start to feel like you're in the dark, questioning the truth behind everything the person says. This doubt can create emotional distance. You might find yourself protecting your own feelings by holding back, not sharing your thoughts or concerns because you fear they won't be met with honesty in return. Before long, both people are retreating into themselves, and the connection fades away. This, my friend, is why honesty and transparency are not just nice-to-haves. They're non-negotiables in any meaningful relationship. Now think about transparency for a second. It's more than just being honest, it's about being fully open. Not only with the facts, but with your emotions, your motivations, and your intentions. When you're transparent, you invite the other person to see the real you, with no filters or pretenses. Imagine what a difference that could make, both in your personal life and your professional life. In a professional setting, transparency helps align expectations, feedback, and goals. It ensures everyone is on the same page, so there are no surprises or misunderstandings. You can work together more effectively, knowing exactly where everyone stands. In personal relationships, transparency means you're not hiding your true feelings or concerns, but instead, you're communicating honestly and openly, knowing you can trust the other person to do the same. This level of openness builds deeper connections and creates a shared understanding that helps both individuals navigate life's challenges together. But why is this so important when it comes to resolving conflicts? Well, when you're honest with each other, there's no need for the petty misunderstandings or the escalation of emotions that often happen when people aren't clear with their words or intentions. How many arguments have you been in that escalated simply because both sides were making assumptions about each other's feelings? Or worse, because one person wasn't upfront about their true intentions? This is where Stoic secrets can really help. The Stoics teach us that we don't have control over other people's actions, but we do have control over our own responses. By staying true to yourself and communicating with integrity, you can prevent misunderstandings from spiraling out of control. By practicing honesty and transparency, you take charge of the situation instead of letting emotions or assumptions take over. It's not always easy, but it's essential for a healthy, resilient relationship. In relationships where honesty and transparency are the guiding principles, there's a sense of stability and growth. Both people are free to be themselves, knowing they have each other's trust to lean on. These relationships can weather the toughest storms because they are built on a foundation of respect, integrity, and mutual understanding. When challenges arise, they can be faced together, with each person trusting that the other will be open and truthful in addressing the issue. And when that happens, conflict resolution becomes easier, quicker, and far less emotionally charged. You don't carry resentment because you've already dealt with the issue at hand, honestly and directly. I want you to reflect for a moment. In your life, are there relationships that have been affected by dishonesty or a lack of transparency? How does that feel to you? Are there situations where you've withheld the full truth, even from the people you care about? And if you're being honest with yourself, have those omissions or white lies ever created distance between you and someone else? What would happen if you committed to being fully transparent in all of your relationships? How would that change the dynamic, not just with others, but within yourself? Here's what you can take away from this. Honesty and transparency aren't just about being upfront with others. They're about protecting your own peace and fostering genuine connections. When you practice these principles, you allow yourself and others to grow in a space of trust, mutual respect, and emotional security. And the Stoic secret? When you embrace honesty and transparency, you align with your true self and take charge of your life. By being real with others, you build relationships that not only last but thrive. And that, my friend, is the foundation of a resilient and fulfilling life. Number 2, encouragement and support. In every meaningful relationship, encouragement and support are the pillars that help both individuals thrive, grow, and overcome life's challenges together. Life is filled with uncertainties, setbacks, and obstacles, and having people who genuinely believe in you and your potential makes all the difference. These are the individuals who don't just cheer from the sidelines but actively contribute to your success by offering unwavering support, whether it's through words of affirmation, advice, or practical assistance. The right people celebrate your victories and, even more importantly, stand by you during your most difficult times, providing the emotional strength necessary to keep going when you feel uncertain or overwhelmed. Their belief in your worth reminds you of your potential, particularly when you struggle to see it in yourself. Supportive individuals don't just passively observe, they actively participate in your growth. They are the ones who provide guidance, feedback, and insight, helping you navigate obstacles and make informed decisions. True encouragement is not merely the act of praising you when things go well. It's about offering constructive criticism with the intent to help you become better. This kind of support helps you grow stronger, not weaker, as it's designed to lift you up rather than tear you down. It's easy to become discouraged when faced with challenges, but having a supportive network can reignite your passion and determination, reminding you of what you are capable of achieving, even in moments of doubt. One of the most significant benefits of having encouraging people around you is the boost to your self-confidence. When those close to you show genuine belief in your abilities, you start to believe in yourself more. Their trust and confidence in you inspire you to take on bigger risks and challenges, knowing that you have a solid support system behind you. This kind of encouragement fosters a sense of security and self-assurance. It's like having an invisible safety net that catches you whenever you stumble, reminding you that you are never truly alone in your journey. Encouraging individuals are often infectious in their positivity. Their optimism and energy inspire you to persevere, even when the road ahead is tough. They show you that persistence, even in the face of adversity, is what leads to ultimate success. Conversely, being surrounded by people who fail to offer encouragement or dismiss your ambitions can lead to feelings of isolation and self-doubt. Without support, the journey becomes a lonely one, with the weight of your dreams and goals falling squarely on your shoulders. In relationships where encouragement is lacking, it's easy to feel like you're carrying all the emotional labor, while others remain indifferent or passive. This unbalanced dynamic can erode your sense of purpose and motivation, leaving you questioning whether your dreams are worth pursuing. It's critical to surround yourself with individuals who not only celebrate your successes, but also remain by your side when you face challenges, providing the strength and encouragement needed to push forward. These relationships form a crucial foundation for personal growth, helping to build resilience and fortitude. Modern Stoicism teaches us that our responses to external circumstances are what truly matter, not the circumstances themselves. In the face of doubt or difficulty, we must remember that it's within our power to maintain our resolve regardless of the challenges. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." When we have supportive people around us, it becomes easier to maintain that inner peace and strength. They help us stay focused on what truly matters, our own growth and well-being. However, when those around us fail to provide encouragement or support, It's crucial to remember that their lack of belief does not define us. In such times, we turn inward, relying on our own sense of purpose and resilience to continue pushing forward. Encouragement and support are not only crucial in personal relationships but also in the professional realm. In today's fast-paced and often isolating world, it's easy to feel like you're on your own, struggling to achieve your goals. Whether it's in your career or in personal endeavors, having a supportive network is essential for maintaining motivation and achieving success. This is where the principles of modern Stoicism come into play. By embracing Stoic teachings, we learn to focus on what is within our control, such as our reactions, our attitudes, and our decisions, while letting go of what is outside our control, like the actions or opinions of others. Through this mindset, we become better equipped to handle both the challenges and the blessings that life throws our way. Building relationships that are rooted in mutual encouragement is one of the most powerful ways to foster personal growth and emotional resilience. By surrounding yourself with people who support your journey, you create a community that uplifts and strengthens you, especially when times get tough. In the modern world, where isolation and self-doubt are common, the value of these relationships cannot be overstated. As we navigate our lives, both personally and professionally, it is essential to remember the importance of maintaining these connections. For as the Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In the same way, no person can truly thrive if they do not have a supportive network to help them along the way. Encouragement and support are not mere niceties in life. They are essential components of personal growth and emotional well-being. Having people around you who genuinely care about your success and offer their support can make all the difference in achieving your goals and overcoming obstacles. In a world that can often feel harsh and unyielding, these relationships create a sense of community and safety, allowing you to stay focused on your purpose and goals. Whether through words of encouragement or acts of assistance, true supporters are those who help you become the best version of yourself. In cultivating these meaningful connections and in practicing modern Stoicism, you will create a foundation for a more fulfilling and resilient life. Number 3. Respect and appreciation. Respect and appreciation are the cornerstones of meaningful, long-lasting relationships. Whether in personal or professional settings, it's crucial that both individuals value each other's uniqueness, opinions, and needs. Respect goes beyond mere politeness. It involves recognizing the other person's autonomy, emotions, and boundaries. True respect means actively listening, seeking to understand one another's perspective, and acknowledging both strengths and weaknesses without judgment. This approach fosters an environment where both people feel heard, valued, and understood. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." Respect is not just a feeling. It's an active practice that shapes the way we engage with others, treating them as equals and appreciating their full humanity. Mutual appreciation takes respect a step further. It ensures that both individuals feel recognized and valued for their contributions. In long-term relationships, it's easy to take each other for granted, but consistent expressions of appreciation can keep the connection strong. A simple thank you, a thoughtful gesture, or a meaningful action can go a long way in reinforcing the bond. Appreciation doesn't need to be grandiose. It's the small acts that convey care and consideration. As Seneca wisely stated, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." Showing appreciation helps both people stay grounded in the present, cherishing one another's company and contributions without worrying about what may come. When respect and appreciation are present in a relationship, both individuals feel equal and valued. In healthy relationships, both partners contribute in ways that align with their strengths, whether through time, effort, or emotional investment. This balance fosters mutual care, creating a space where both people are motivated to nurture the bond. Modern Stoicism teaches us that relationships should be based on harmony, not control. Each person should feel respected for their time, energy, and resources, allowing the relationship to grow and evolve positively. In contrast, relationships lacking respect and appreciation often lead to frustration and resentment. One person may feel neglected or unimportant, while the other feels unrecognized. This imbalance creates emotional strain and insecurity, driving the individuals further apart. In relationships without respect or appreciation, there is no true partnership. One person may end up carrying the weight of the relationship, while the other takes without giving. This dynamic breeds dissatisfaction and toxicity, leading to bitterness and a breakdown of trust. Modern Stoicism reminds us that relationships require effort, balance, and mindfulness. It is not the actions of others that control our emotional well-being, but our internal response to them. By practicing modern Stoicism, we can build relationships where respect, appreciation, and mutual effort create a foundation of trust and love. For relationships to flourish, it is essential to cultivate mutual respect and appreciation. Every relationship, whether with a partner, friend, or family member, requires a balance of these elements to remain sustainable. By recognizing this and actively nurturing these principles, we can ensure that our connections remain strong. The Stoic ideal of emotional self-sufficiency teaches us not to depend on others to fulfill our emotional needs, but to approach relationships with care and respect. This doesn't mean being emotionally detached, rather, it means not letting another person's actions or lack of recognition determine our emotional state. By fostering respect and appreciation, we open the door to deeper emotional intimacy and trust, enriching our lives and strengthening our relationships. In a world that often seeks instant gratification and shallow connections, it's vital to remember that lasting relationships take time, effort, and a commitment to mutual respect. As Epictetus wisely said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In relationships, true wealth lies in the depth of understanding and appreciation we share with those we care about. How can you apply honesty, transparency, and encouragement in your own relationships? Starting today, I encourage you to reflect and commit to being fully transparent with those who matter to you. Will you take the step to embrace this approach? If so, leave a "I am committed" or "I'm ready" in the comments below. And remember, stay tuned until the end of the video. There's even more insightful content to come, including a surprise in Section C that you won't want to miss. How to build positive relationships. With the key factors for healthy relationships in mind, the next step is to understand how we can actively build relationships that not only nourish us, but also support our long-term growth. So, how can we create positive connections that make our lives richer and more meaningful? Let's explore the specific steps for building positive relationships in our lives. Number 1. Shared vision and values. When it comes to building meaningful relationships, one of the most critical elements to consider is whether the people you surround yourself with share your values, goals, and vision for the future. Shared vision and values are the bedrock upon which any strong connection is built. Without them, relationships can feel like a house of cards, vulnerable to crumbling at the first sign of conflict. Think about it. When you align with others on the big things, your goals, your purpose, your direction in life, there's an unspoken harmony that makes everything flow more easily. You're not just working side by side, you're moving toward the same destination. In any relationship, whether it's with family, friends, colleagues, or a romantic partner, this alignment creates a sense of unity and purpose that strengthens the bond. When people share similar values, it's easier to understand each other, work through challenges, and celebrate successes together. As Denzel Washington once wisely said, "If you don't have a vision, you don't have a future." This statement rings true in every area of life. When the people you're with have a shared vision, you're not just walking down a path together. You're both invested in making the journey meaningful. Imagine working on a team where everyone is driven by the same purpose, whether in a professional or personal context. It's far more rewarding, isn't it? When you and your colleagues or loved ones are working toward the same long-term goals, there's an undeniable synergy that makes tasks feel less like burdens and more like shared accomplishments. It becomes easier to coordinate efforts, solve problems, and push each other toward success. In the workplace, this shared vision drives collaboration and ensures everyone is aligned on the same mission. There's a deeper sense of trust because you know that everyone is rowing in the same direction. The same goes for your personal life. Imagine having a partner who shares your values regarding family, career, or lifestyle. There's a sense of stability and shared purpose that makes challenges easier to navigate. You both know where you're heading, and there's a mutual understanding that makes difficult decisions easier to make. When you're both aligned, the relationship becomes less about compromise and more about growth together, hand in hand. But here's the key. Having shared values isn't just about thinking the same way. It's about supporting each other's visions and growing together. The motivation you draw from shared values can elevate you both, propelling you toward your goals with greater speed and energy. Think of the people in your life who encourage you, who believe in your potential, who push you to be your best self. There's something powerful about being around people who understand your vision and share your ambitions. When you're surrounded by others who believe in the same ideals, it creates a space where innovation and collaboration can thrive. In these environments, there's less competition and more support, less judgment and more encouragement. Everyone is pulling in the same direction, which makes the journey easier and more enjoyable. The Stoic secret here is that aligning your values with others isn't just about a shared vision. It's about creating a network of support that helps fuel your passions and drive. But while shared values are vital, it's also essential to recognize that diversity in perspectives can enrich your relationships. Even if you share the same overarching goals and values, it's important to invite different viewpoints and experiences into your circle. Think about some of the most successful and innovative teams, whether in business, creative fields, or even personal life. They thrive because they embrace diversity in thinking. Each person brings a unique perspective, and together, those differences spark creativity and help everyone see things from angles they might not have considered before. The ability to appreciate differing viewpoints helps broaden your own thinking, making you more adaptable and better equipped to handle new challenges. When you're in a relationship with someone who shares your values but also offers a fresh perspective, it forces you to think critically and grow. They challenge you to expand your horizons and consider possibilities you might not have seen otherwise. Let me tell you a story that perfectly captures this balance of shared values and diversity. A close friend of mine recently launched a startup, and one of the first things he did was hire people whose values aligned with the company's mission. People who believed in the same things he did: hard work, innovation, and a commitment to excellence. But here's where it gets interesting. He also made sure to bring people on board with different backgrounds, different skill sets, and diverse life experiences. This blend of shared purpose and diverse perspectives created an environment where ideas flowed freely, where challenges were tackled from multiple angles, and where the team felt energized and motivated to succeed together. It was a reminder that while a shared vision is powerful, diversity of thought can be the spark that ignites even greater creativity. By embracing both, my friend not only built a strong unified team, but also one that was agile, adaptable, and capable of facing any challenge with innovation and enthusiasm. So, as you reflect on the relationships in your own life, ask yourself, are the people around me moving in the same direction? Do we share the same values, the same vision for the future? And if we do, how are we supporting each other's growth? How can I make sure that my relationships are not only aligned in values, but also enriched by the diversity of thought and experience? Have you created space for people who bring fresh ideas and challenge your perspective? If not, think about how you can cultivate relationships that allow you to grow in ways you never expected, to push each other toward higher goals, and to keep your vision aligned as you move forward together. The lesson here is clear. Surround yourself with people who share your values and vision, but don't forget to invite diversity into those relationships. A shared purpose is the glue that binds, but diversity of thought is the fuel that propels you forward. When you align yourself with those who support and challenge you, you create a foundation that leads to growth, fulfillment, and success. And, remember, The Stoic secrets teach us that we don't control the world around us, but we do have the power to choose the relationships we invest in. Choose wisely, and choose people who will help you build a future worth striving for. Number 2. Set boundaries. Setting boundaries is one of the most essential practices for maintaining healthy relationships, as it ensures that your emotional, mental, and physical well-being is protected. Boundaries go beyond simply saying no to things you don't want to do. They establish the limits within which you feel comfortable and respected. In a world where people often push for more of your time, energy, or resources, having clear boundaries helps you prevent feeling drained or taken for granted. Without them, relationships can quickly become unbalanced, leading to burnout, resentment, and a sense of being overwhelmed. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Similarly, boundaries help us protect our most valuable resource, our time and energy, which are finite and deserve to be spent wisely. Setting boundaries allows you to communicate your needs clearly and assertively, so that others know how to engage with you in a way that respects your limits. Whether it's with family, friends, or colleagues, being able to express your limits openly prevents misunderstandings and ensures that your emotional space is respected. For example, if you're feeling overwhelmed by work, setting a boundary around your time and saying no to additional tasks ensures that you can preserve your focus and well-being. Similarly, in personal relationships, setting emotional boundaries allows you to safeguard yourself from manipulation or emotional exhaustion. In the modern world, where pressures from work and social expectations are constantly mounting, the practice of setting healthy boundaries becomes not just an act of self-preservation, but an act of self-care. One of the key aspects of boundary setting is the ability to say no in a way that is firm yet respectful. Saying no doesn't have to be confrontational or rude. On the contrary, it's often done politely but with clarity and consistency. The ability to say no is a vital skill, and when you learn to do it, you'll protect your energy and time from being drained by people or commitments that don't serve you. Without boundaries, it's easy to become overextended, leaving you with less energy for the things that truly matter. In the fast-paced and demanding world we live in, it's essential to know when to prioritize your own needs and when to step back from relationships or responsibilities that aren't aligned with your well-being. "He who is not a good servant will not be a good master," said the Stoic philosopher Seneca, reminding us that mastering the art of self-care, including setting boundaries, is crucial for personal growth and inner peace. The importance of consistency in boundary setting cannot be overstated. If you say yes to everything, you risk overcommitting yourself and stretching your resources thin. While it may feel uncomfortable initially to enforce boundaries, doing so consistently teaches others how to respect your limits and fosters an environment where your needs are understood and valued. Healthy boundaries allow you to say yes to the things that truly matter and protect you from the pressures that threaten your peace of mind. Moreover, when you respect your own boundaries, you will also naturally respect the boundaries of others, creating a reciprocal dynamic of mutual respect. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius advised, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." By setting boundaries in your own life, you take responsibility for the quality of your relationships and the health of your mind and body. Equally important is the practice of respecting others' boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect for each other's limits, and when both parties honor those boundaries, trust and appreciation flourish. Recognizing the importance of respecting others' emotional and physical boundaries creates an environment where both people feel safe, valued, and heard. This creates a balanced and harmonious dynamic, where each individual's needs are met without resentment or exhaustion. In the context of modern Stoicism, respecting boundaries aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what we can control, our actions and reactions, while letting go of what we cannot. By respecting others' boundaries, we allow them to maintain their peace and autonomy, just as we strive to do for ourselves. In today's world, where social, work, and family pressures can often feel overwhelming, establishing and respecting boundaries is more important than ever. Modern Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own inner strength and not be swayed by the chaos or demands of the outside world. Setting boundaries is a way of taking control of your life, ensuring that your time and energy are devoted to what truly matters. Whether in personal or professional relationships, the act of setting boundaries is not just a defensive measure. It is a proactive way to protect your well-being, allowing you to focus on your growth and happiness. By embracing the Stoic wisdom of knowing what is within our control, you can navigate your relationships with clarity, purpose, and confidence, and cultivate a life that aligns with your values and priorities. Setting and respecting boundaries is a crucial practice for maintaining balanced, healthy relationships. By defining your limits and communicating them clearly, you ensure that your emotional, mental, and physical well-being are protected from being drained or compromised. Whether in personal relationships or at work, having boundaries allows you to prioritize what matters most while maintaining your sense of self-respect and security. The wisdom of modern Stoicism offers valuable insight into this practice, reminding us that it's not the world around us, but our responses to it that shape our experiences. By setting boundaries with intention and consistency, we create a space where both we and those around us can grow and thrive. Number 3. Foster growth and inspiration. The most fulfilling relationships are those that actively contribute to your growth, inspiration, and overall well-being. Surrounding yourself with people who encourage, challenge, and help you grow into a better version of yourself is crucial for personal development. These individuals push you to reach beyond your comfort zone, offering motivation and support when you pursue your goals, try new things, and explore unfamiliar territory. In these types of relationships, both parties are committed to mutual growth and development, which creates an environment ripe for success, fulfillment, and self-improvement. This is a core principle of modern Stoicism. The idea that we should seek wisdom and virtue, not only through our personal efforts but also by surrounding ourselves with people who uplift and inspire us. As Epictetus wisely stated, "It's not what happens to you but how you react to it that matters." The relationships we cultivate should be those that help us react to life's challenges with clarity and strength. Choosing relationships that foster growth means prioritizing individuals who genuinely support your dreams, celebrate your achievements, and encourage you to think critically. These are the people who give constructive feedback, share insightful ideas, and offer opportunities for innovation and collaboration. Whether it's a mentor who provides career guidance or a close friend who motivates you to pursue your passions, these people offer the encouragement and wisdom necessary to overcome obstacles and stay motivated. They provide a mirror for self-reflection, helping you identify areas for improvement while reminding you of your potential. As Seneca once noted, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. In the context of relationships, fostering growth means using your time wisely, investing it in people who challenge and inspire you, rather than those who leave you stagnant. On the other hand, relationships that lack inspiration or hinder growth can lead to stagnation, both personally and professionally. Being around individuals who neither support your ambitions nor encourage you to take risks can slowly hold you back from reaching your full potential. Such relationships create an environment where creativity, risk-taking, and innovation are suppressed, leaving you stuck in your current situation. When you don't feel encouraged to pursue new ideas or step outside your comfort zone, it's easy to fall into complacency, and complacency breeds stagnation. This is a critical issue in modern life, where external pressures often discourage people from pushing themselves or challenging conventional norms. If you find yourself in such relationships, it's important to evaluate whether they are serving your greater purpose and contributing to your long-term growth. Growth-oriented relationships help you expand your horizons by inspiring creativity, fostering new ideas, and pushing you to achieve greater things. These relationships encourage accountability, discipline, and focus, ensuring that you stay committed to your goals even when the road gets tough. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius put it, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. This perspective reflects how growth often happens through adversity. When you are encouraged by those around you, it becomes easier to overcome challenges and keep moving forward, even when obstacles seem insurmountable. A relationship that fosters growth doesn't shy away from hard truths or difficulties. It embraces them as opportunities for development. The key to maintaining healthy, growth-oriented relationships is to prioritize people who align with your values and goals. These individuals are not only supporters but also partners in your personal and professional journey. They provide the insights, encouragement, and accountability you need to push through challenges and continue evolving. By focusing on relationships that inspire and empower you, you ensure that you're not just moving forward, but are growing into the best version of yourself. As the Stoics believed, true happiness comes from living in accordance with nature and virtue, and this extends to our relationships as well. By choosing relationships that align with these principles, we are more likely to cultivate lasting bonds that enrich our lives and our personal growth. In a world that often prioritizes convenience or superficial connections, it's vital to recognize the value of relationships that encourage us to challenge ourselves and expand our horizons. These are the relationships that will not only help us overcome obstacles, but will also lead us to a deeper sense of purpose and fulfillment. They remind us of the importance of striving to be better, not out of competition, but as a natural extension of our desire to grow and improve. Relationships that foster growth and inspiration create a supportive environment where both individuals can thrive and become the best versions of themselves. So, surround yourself with those who inspire, challenge, and support you, not just in good times but through life's most difficult moments. This is the essence of modern Stoicism, seeking relationships that help us align with our true nature and live lives filled with purpose and virtue. As we wrap up today's video, I encourage you to take a moment and reflect on the relationships you currently have in your life. Are you surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you, or are you holding on to toxic connections that drain your energy? The wisdom shared by Denzel Washington in Stoic philosophy reminds us that the people we choose to associate with play a pivotal role in our growth, happiness, and success. As you go about your day, remember to protect your peace and choose your relationships wisely. I'd love to hear your thoughts. What's one relationship in your life that inspires you to be better? Drop a comment below and share your perspective. If you found this video valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to Stoic in Your Life for more insights into living with purpose and authenticity. Stay true to yourself, keep fostering positive connections, and let your journey be one of continuous growth. See you in the next video.